Hello YouTube, Jeff Steele here with Steel Navigator. Today we're covering the Part 8 update of the current shortages as far as ammo and firearms in America, specifically in this year 2020. Today's topic to start off will be on pawn shops. Many of us have pawn shops in our local towns, and for me personally, and I think most of us can speak for this, it's been one of our places of supply for firearms and ammunition, especially if you're in small towns. Now, I have two examples, two different small towns in North Georgia today. One, my father told me about. He has a friend that owns a pawn shop, and he told me that when the situation started, everybody started buying up not just ammunition and firearms, but also all of their gold and silver jewelry as well. Thought that was an interesting note. So all of that sold out, and apparently has been sold out at that particular location. Small town, small pawn shop. Now, I have another friend that owns a pawn shop in a little bit more rural town of North Georgia. I spoke to him on the phone this morning, and he did say they were a little bit in a low inventory situation as far as ammunition. He said he was completely out of 9mm, but he did have several options in 45, 40, and 380. He also had 7.62 by 39, which I believe that is the AK round. And he named at least 3 or 4 options for 45, and I said, well, how much is it for, say, a box of 50 rounds FMJ, just standard 230 grain ball ammo for 45? And his price on that was $39.95. Just to give you an idea of where we're at. And I've been in the market for some short defensive shotguns, so I asked him specifically about that. I said, do you have any? He said, we don't have any type of short barrel defensive shotguns, pump, semi-auto, no inventory of that. Now, he did have some very long bird, duck, goose type semi-auto shotguns, but we're talking 26 to 36 inch barrels. I also asked him about 1911 style pistols. That's something I particularly like, so I asked him about it. He said, well, I do have 2 in stock. I'm assuming they were used. I didn't ask him that, but he had a Springfield and a Kimber, just standard government size, both blued weapons, not stainless. And he had a couple of those in stock, which I was very shocked to hear that. I don't know what kind of condition they were in because they were still in stock, but he had them available. So, if you're looking for a brick and mortar storefront, in particular pawn shops, maybe to find some used items, also maybe some ammunition, you might pay a little bit more than you would online. But cruise around your small towns, just like this scenario, you very well could find some inventory. And I was shocked that he answered the phone, so I'm assuming he's not as busy as a firearm and ammunition specific store, being a pawn shop, and they sell a few other things such as jewelry. So he was able to answer the phone. A lot of the firearm specific stores I have called, they don't even answer the phone, they're so busy. Something to note. We're going to go through a few comments now. D. Priest says that federalpremium.com has ammo. Radon says that AR 500 Armor, ARMOR, has a sale going on right now. I'm assuming that's a website. I've never heard of it or been there. J. Fretless says that you can buy a 7.62 by 39 upper for an AR, which is the AK round, which has been around that a lot of places has been in stock with, if you're not able to get an actual AK. Something to note. It's a pretty effective cartridge. And Century Arms has a quality AK that he recommended, because I did ask about that. I would definitely like to have an AK in the future, just to have one. So that's nice to know, a decent brand. Lever Action Gypsy commented on the last video in regards to the Bonnie and Clyde story. He said that the Remington Model 8 semi-auto rifle, chambered in .35 Remington, was the main setup used to fill Bonnie and Clyde's car full of lead at the ambush when they were finally caught. Also says we can learn to reload at the Reloaders Network. Now, I'm not sure if that's a website or if that's a YouTube channel specifically, but I'm sure you could Google it and it would come right up. The Reloaders Network. He says on average for him, rifle and pistol cartridges, he is averaging about 6 to 10 cents per round. So if you have the time, energy, and the enthusiasm to take up such a hobby, in the long term, you'd spend a little money as far as setup and equipment, but you would absolutely save in the long run, especially maybe if you're retired and you're only having to work part-time. Something to note. So this is the Part 8 update of the current shortages. Comment down below, let the community know what you're seeing in your area. Please be as detailed as possible. Tap the subscribe button, thumbs up button, bell icon, so you can be notified of additional content. We try to bring value to the community. Other means of support, you can Cash App or PayPal. Please share this video as well, get the word out. And remember, in November, go and vote. Got to keep our Second Amendment rights strong. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.